Boss Babes, welcome back to my channel. My name is Roena Robinson. If you're new here, thank you for stopping by. And if you are not new, if you're returning, I appreciate you so much. Thank you for coming back to visit your girl. Now, as mentioned in 2 videos ago, I told you guys I was going to change the direction of my channel, right? And I was going to start doing some RoRo Speaks episodes and vlogs and stuff. My last video was a vlog, so if you haven't watched that, go watch it, go check it out. And today's video is my first ever new and improved RoRo Speaks. And today I have a visitor with me, and her name is RICHÈ. RICHÈ, introduce yourself, tell us more about you.
Okay, well, hi everyone, my name is RICHÈ. I'm one of Rowena's, would you say, longtime friends?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. She also is a fellow creative like myself, and she does the audio version though. So she has a podcast. Tell us more about that and stuff.
Yeah, so it's a podcast called I Just Finished Work. And what it is, it's just kind of like a safe space where you go, and after you finish work, no matter what kind of work it is, whether it's from the office, whether it's garden work, you just want to talk with friends, hang out with friends, speak about anything. So that's what it is. It's just a platform, it's a space for you to go, and literally I talk about anything and everything. So, you know, go take a listen, and you can also join in the conversations as well. I can put my social media, of course, yes. So it's Instagram at I Just Finished Work, and also on Twitter at IJFW Podcast.
Okay. Also, where can we get it? So I listen to her podcast, guys. By the way, I've been enjoying, and you might hear my name mentioned in a 1-2 episode, just saying. But I listen to her podcast on Spotify.
Yeah.
Where else can they listen if they don't have Spotify? Where else?
Okay, so you can also listen on Anchor, and also on Google Podcast and SoundCloud.
Okay.
So you have a lot of choice.
Okay. Fair enough. So you heard it, guys. So go check out her podcast. I will be like inserting like some images of her some of the episodes that she's done before, and her social media pages and stuff. They'll be popping up as I speak. So today's episode, we'll be talking about first dates and everything surrounding the whole dating scene and stuff, right? But before we jump into that, I want you guys to relax with me. I want you guys to we're gonna have fun today. We're gonna have fun in this first ever episode, you know. So let's just ease into it. Let's talk about how we met. How did we meet, and how I'm gonna say like how she even ended up here and stuff. Your first impressions of me. Let's chill out. Let's just tell the people them like, how are we friends today?
Okay, so we met at church.
Yeah.
So
yes, we were at church.
So yeah, Rowena's mom came to, I was going to say my church. It wasn't my church, but you know. And then Rowena came over to study. And I remember my mom telling me that Sharon has a daughter that is coming, and she's going to be at the same university that I'm at. Yeah. So I remember when she came, and I was like, okay, I got to introduce myself. And I remember it was after the service, and you was helping to serve.
It was harvest,
yes,
guys. I told this story already.
Yeah.
It was harvest. The first Sunday I went to my mom's church, it was harvest. And I was helping around the corner.
Rowena was helping. And that's when I approached you. I can't remember exactly what I said, but I think that's also when we swapped numbers.
That's what
as well.
Because you asked me what university I would be attending, and I said
oh,
Ashton. I remember, yeah.
Oh, I knew it. I don't know why.
It's probably just for convoy. You know, sometimes it's just for convoy, innit? You know,
it's true.
Oh, and you already know it. And I remember I said Ashton. I will forever remember that. I said Ashton. And you're like, oh, okay. And it's afterwards, like, when you said Ashton, you mean Aston? And I said, oh, yeah. Then he said, oh, yeah, that's my university as well. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, right. And then we exchanged numbers and stuff. What was your first impression of me?
In that moment at church?
Or the first few months? All right, in that moment and the first few months.
I thought Rowena was very quiet, because even when we would see each other at university, we would speak.
We say hi and bye.
Yeah, it wasn't like a lot. And then even over text message, I remember there was a few times we tried to meet up.
Yeah.
But it just never happened. But even still over text message, it was still kind of like demure, you know? Like very like calm before the storm, maybe. It was very calm.
Guys, I've been saying this, like, when you just meet me, I am the shyest person. When someone comes to be around you, then you realize the real madness.
What was yours of me?
at the moment or
No, then.
I remember the day, like it was just a lot. It's like
Mm-hmm.
I was new and everybody was like da, 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 and it was just so many. So I remember there's a group. It was you and Lexi who I think came over to me while I was at the thing. You and
Okay.
Lexi, and I still think that you look the same like how you look on that day.
Mm.
How I like I met you and stuff. And to me, you seem how would I put this?
Let it out.
Like standoff-ish kind
Mm-hmm.
of. Like you seem like you're like, oh okay, and then you just back.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So I'm like, So I didn't know like is it that you don't like me or is it just who you are as a person or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then like after that, I remember telling you, do you remember when we were going to Mervin's for that Christmas or something? I remember on the train we were talking and I was like, yo, I just think that you don't like me and I didn't like you. Like, remember that?
Mm-hmm.
I proper thought she didn't like me, guys, and I just like But then afterwards I feel like we had a pivot moment in it, because we then started talking, like we started going to park, we started having like creative interests together, and then I feel like afterwards we just started talking and I realized that, oh, she's actually cool, you know.
She realized that I'm standoffish with everybody.
I realized it is just what it is, man. So
just yeah.
yeah. Wow. So wait, what's the impression of me now? That's a T. Say so my boss babes can hear, so they
I still think you're still quite reserved.
Thank you.
You know, she still has carried that on. But as she said, because we talk more now, like I know more about you, know more about your thoughts, your ideas, and just more kind of person you are.
Yeah.
So even though I still see you as reserved, it's like you're more open with me now.
Yeah.
And I guess I'm kind of the same.
Yeah.
Like I'm reserved and then I'm kind of open.
And I understand her better as well. I just realized that she's not standoffish. She is just who she is, and that's it. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed our little TED Talk. And let's jump into it. So our topic is first dates and everything surrounding first dates and stuff. And I have jotted down some things that I want us to cover, some points and stuff. But it will be more like a conversation-based question and stuff. What are your thoughts on dating? Do you enjoy the dating process? And
it's funny you asked me that. So I had this same conversation with one of my sisters, and I was telling her that I love dating.
You love dating?
I think it's a time when it's good. I enjoy it because it helps you also to realize what you like and what you don't like when it comes to guys. So for me, when it came to dating, it helped me to see, okay, what I'm willing to put up with and what is not. It's like a deal breaker for me.
Okay, so when you're dating, then you believe in like dating more than one person instead, so you can. Do you believe in that, or do you?
Oh, you mean at the same time?
Yeah.
I also kind of believe in that as well.
Yeah. Because you just think that dating is just like before anything starts. It's just
before, exactly.
Right. All right. So, how do you arrange dates? Do you have a? How do you arrange dates? How do you go about arranging dates?
The thing for me, because I don't like rejection.
Yeah.
So I'm probably not the one to arrange a date.
Okay.
So I would wait for the guy to arrange the date. Yes, because the last thing I want to do is put something out there like, oh, let's do it. And he's like, oh, I'm busy. It's like, oh, okay. Well. It's not happening.
Just me, man. Never, ever. I would never.
That's the first and last time I'm going to ask you. You know? So yeah, that's why for me, like, I wouldn't really go about, but maybe like you can always give hints.
Yeah.
You know, especially when it's a guy you like, you know, you kind of free up yourself a little bit, but then you don't want it to seem like you have nothing on your agenda.
Yeah.
So, you know, you kind of just like, oh, if you suggest something, it's like, I'll have a look. Okay, yeah, I can, you know, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I would never
actually
go about it myself.
Yeah.
No.
This whole era, I think, is it has led like online dating and all those things become a thing now. What are your thoughts on that? Did you feel like it's something that is worthwhile doing, like dating online, or do you think it's better the traditional way, meeting somebody in person and then seeing if it goes on from there?
To me, I think it's fine also online and on the dating apps, like whichever way, because I feel as though, I mean, I don't want to be that person, but a lot of the older generation who maybe met in person, I mean, there's so many divorces going on, so that clearly didn't work either. So
Shade.
no, but am I lying? Do you know what I mean?
Facts, yeah.
So
It don't
I
matter
think
where you meet them,
it doesn't really matter where you met them, whether it's on a dating app or in person at work, and I think there used to be stigma around online dating and dating apps, and it's like, oh, you don't know who you're meeting, but it's the same with someone you could meet at work.
Yeah,
you don't know who they are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As you know, I'm someone who likes to watch crime shows, and there's people who meet people at work, at church, anywhere, and then they end up dead.
like dead, you know.
No, but you know what I mean? At the hands of the person that they met at church, at work, at school. So to me, I don't really care how you meet them.
Yeah.
You just have to be smart with how you vet them. Like, obviously, you meet them in a public place. You just have your wits about you, no matter where you met them.
Yeah, facts. What is like? What would firstly with the whole online thing? Because since we're on the topic, what are some advice that you would say to women who, you know, go the online route and say they arrange a date? They've never met this guy before. Obviously, you've gone somewhere that's new. Probably the place that he chose that you both decided on is new. What are some tips that you would tell some girls to like make sure that you do before you go on that date? Because like I hear stories, man, of girls going on a date and they'll be like, "Oh, I'm going on a date," but that's it. You don't tell their friend nothing, and then the friend go missing. That person goes missing. Like.
Okay, so I think one of the main ones, and this is something I definitely don't advise, is don't allow him to try and pick you up.
Okay.
Because I do hear some stories like that. That's one thing I don't do, and it's happened to me before where I've met a guy on an app, and then he will say, "Okay, you know, I want to pick you up."
Yeah.
And it's like, no. And then even after the date, don't let him take you home. Like, just don't get in the car.
Yeah.
Just don't get in a car, basically, with someone you just met.
Yeah.
Obviously, the obvious one is meet them in a public place.
Yeah.
I think that's really important. And
no, because I know that some girls are risky, you know.
I don't know how people do that. I really don't know how people.
Meeting him at his house for the first date. You don't know this guy from Adam's fam.
No. And then something I don't do with all my dates though. Sometimes it just depends on the guy. But there's times when I will like screenshot all their photos from the dating app.
Okay.
And I'll send them to a friend. And I'll be
so
like, this is who I'm going on a date with tonight. You know?
I feel like I would do similar thing. Like I feel like I've never been on a dating app before. I just never signed up to one. But I feel like if I was on it, I'd be like, yo, I'll take two friends and be like, this is who I'm going, this is where we're going, and if I don't text you at 11:30, come looking for me. Because it's going down.
No, but it's best to be safe than sorry, you know? So I sent all those photos to a friend, that poor friend, like I just sent her everywhere. I'm just like, listen, this is the name, this is the guy, this is his photos, like this is who I'm going on a date with. And I think one time I even sent her his number.
Really?
And I was like, this is just in case, like.
Okay, so you do take measures then when you know have to be tactical about it. That's good. So then let's go to the girly side. How do you think you should dress on a first date? What are you trying to, dress that he sees that I am here for the taking? Or are you trying to be like, keep it reserved, keep it nice, keep it classy until they get to know me, then I can promote the short things and Ray.
Like for me, I'm very like smart casual.
Okay.
But then it also depends where we're going.
That's true.
So normally, even if it's just like drinks or something, I'm just very quite casual. Like I'll probably just throw on some heels, like boots with a heel, you know what I mean? Just in case I need to run. No, I'm joking. But just very, very casual. And like I don't think on a first date you need to go all out.
But don't you think first impression counts?
Yes, but when it comes to outfit, I think you should keep it quite casual. Do up your face, do up your hair.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like clothes, like don't go out like I don't know. I just feel like mini dress and stiletto heels is too much.
Okay.
I think maybe like it still could be a dress, but then like boots or something like that. Like to me, when you just go all out for that first date, and also you don't want to. I feel like you don't want to show a guy too much.
Yeah.
Of what you have. I mean, if it's worth a second date, on a third date and a fourth date, then fine. But it's only the first date. He might not even be that great a person. You know what I mean? He might have like whack sense of humor. He might be. You might not like the way he eats. Like, yeah, you know.
Since we're on that, the things. What are the characteristics that make you think in a first date, I'll go on a second date with you? When is the turning point on the first date or do you know on the first date that you've been experienced whatever? Do you know on that day that I would definitely want to go on a second date with you, or do you know, nah man, you're not, it's not happening again? Do you know then? And if you do, what are the characteristics? What happened? What are some things that you like seeing?
Okay, but you have to remember, sometimes with a lot of my dates, I've spoken to them on the phone beforehand.
Yeah.
So like I've gotten to know them. So in my head, on the first date, I'm already kind of thinking he's going to get a second date.
Okay.
Because if I've gone on that first date with you, that means that from our phone conversations, we have a good connection.
So you do not go on a date unless you've already had prior conversations to.
Mm-hmm. Oh, actually, that's true. Actually, there have been some dates where it's just been on Tinder. Like I've just spoken to them, and then we meet up. That's true. Okay, so yeah, when with those dates, it depends on like the conversation, and also it depends on if they look the same way.
Catfishing.
Yeah, but the thing is, like some guys, they look the same. You can tell they're not a catfish, but they don't look as handsome as they did in their photos.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So sometimes, I mean, and let's be honest, if you're on a dating app, then you're there for looks. You know what I mean? So don't try and shame me for like everyone that that's just the way we live in. You know? Even if off dating apps, people go off looks. So
that's the first initial attraction, isn't it?
Exactly.
The person and think, that's a bit of me. Well, yeah. Okay.
Exactly. So we need that good communication. I need him to have like similar banter that I have with like, I don't know, weird jokes and offbeat sense of humor.
All right.
Like I need someone who understands that and doesn't get too upset.
Okay. So then, since we're on the topic of weird conversations and stuff, what are some topics that you feel like on a first date you should never discuss? Do you have any topics that you feel like, some girls on first date, they be talking about, marriage, body count, this and that, like, let's hear it. Do you think body count matters when it comes to dating? Like, if your guy says to you, yo, I've been with 40 girls.
On a first date?
Yeah.
Okay, for me, honestly, on a first date, or even like the first couple of dates, I don't want the guy bringing up sex.
Okay.
That turns me off.
So that is a no-go for you?
That's a no-go.
Okay.
Because it's like, I don't know, there's like a switch in me.
Yeah.
As soon as the guy mentions, I'm off.
Really?
I'm like, I'm not interested anymore.
Even if before everything else was good, you would just be like...
Yeah, because it kind of makes you see, because if you've just met in person, I don't know, it just really puts me off. It's like, okay, that's clearly what you want. Yeah.
That's all. Yeah.
I'm not interested.
So that's the only thing then, that you would say. Would you ask if you have kids?
Oh, for definite. So,
and
but the thing is, yeah.
Really?
If you have kids,
that makes sense though.
If you've been married, like, because for me, kids is kind of a deal breaker.
Okay.
But then again, that's also something I would ask before the date.
Yeah.
So if it's on an app, then normally they will have on their profile if they have kids. Some don't.
Oh, okay.
So then you will ask, do you have any kids? And then they will say yes or no. And for me, it's like, I've tried that already.
Yeah.
It's not the best.
No. Okay. Fair enough then. Okay, so guys, if you're watching and you want to holler, just don't have kids. Thanks.
But for you, are you like, for example, with body count and with kids and with sex on a first date, Like, would you want to bring that up?
No.
Would you want the guy to bring that up?
Nah, I feel like, nah, man. Unless me and you are cool like that. And even then, I don't want you to ask me how many guys I've been with, even though none, but still, I don't want you to ask me that. I feel like first date is just about getting to know me. You don't have to know my past, no nothing to, first date, you talking about body count and this. Hold on, like, nah, it's a bit much.
Exactly. It's like, get to know me. Stop. I don't know. Anything to do with sex for me, I'm just like,
I've
tapped out mentally.
How do you, because for me, I've said this on the channel already before, like when I'm just meeting someone, right? Even if I've spoken to you on the phone before, if I'm just meeting you, I am nervous still in person because I just feel like there's a difference. There's a shift. Like, yes, we spoke before, or we might text or whatever, but meeting you and actually sitting down and looking in your face and you can see my face, like, it's a lot. So how do you act on a first date? Are you normally nervous? Are you just okay? Or how do you act?
No, I'm nervous.
You are?
Yeah, because even though you've spoken on the phone, it's their first time seeing you in person. And even though, like, my photos, I don't edit them or anything like that, but I'm still sometimes like, I wonder if I look the same. Like, are they still going to be attracted to me in person?
Yeah.
And at the same time, you kind of just think, okay, I hope we're going to have the same,
Yeah. What's your initial thought when you just saw me?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So no, I am really, really nervous. Even when I'm like, for example, if I'm meeting them in a bar or something, I even try to make sure my entrance is just it's great. It's great when I walk into the bar.
It's the first impression.
Because it's the first impression, he could be looking at the entrance and then you walk in like all frumpy. But if you walk in like, and
he's like, oh, here she is. Yes. Yeah, okay. Love that. What do you believe in, like getting to bases on your first date? So like what? Okay.
What is basic?
Right.
Do you know, I've heard this on American TV, but I don't know what.
That's what I just realized. That I'm in UK. Right. So do you believe that what actions do you think should happen on the first date? Do you think there should be kissing? Do you think there should be no kissing? Do you think there should be, or do you believe in? Because some people believe in that, like, if on the first date and I want to have sex with you, I can, just based off the vibe of whatever. What is your thoughts on that?
For me, a first date, I would say it should just be getting to know each other.
Yeah.
Like talking, kind of like build up that chemistry. Yeah, even when it comes to kissing, I would say maybe not on a first date, but it's down to the person. Like, I wouldn't judge anyone because they did kiss on the first date. But it's really just down to you. For me, have I done it? I probably have kissed on the first date.
Yeah.
But generally, I prefer not to.
Fair enough. Do you? If I kiss on the first date, I've only been on one date.
Lies.
I've only been on date with one person. I don't go on dates. That's the thing. I don't be going on dates, I only go on dates with one person since I've been in the UK. In Jamaica.
No, but your whole life, bro.
In Jamaica, my ex-boyfriend, I went on dates with him, but we was talking like way before we actually went on our first date. Because let me tell you, see, in Jamaica to over here, it's much different. So it's not like we all say, oh, hey, let's go on a date. Dating is, we don't even really say dates like that in Jamaica. We say, oh, let's go to Devon House. But that would be like probably months after talking. Oh, you understand?
Yeah, so, I mean, that can happen here as well when you know the person. So exactly. Just be like, let's go there.
Yeah, so what I'm trying to say is that I've only been on dates with people who I know. So if I kiss you after the date, then I'd known you from time and we was talking before we actually gone on a date. So yeah.
Okay.
So do you think, being a Christian, that we kind of have this preconceived notion about dating? Do you feel like we are more, like when we say we're dating, we have more pressure, we add more pressure to it? I feel so. I personally feel like as Christians, and even like the whole relationship thing, as Christians, we're meant to believe that if he's my boyfriend, that's who we're gonna get married to. No one kind of gives you a leeway to say, you know what, they might not work out, they might not do this. Like, do you feel like in the dating world, as Christians, we kind of have to
I know what you mean. I think with our generation, we've kind of gotten used to the fact that we're gonna date.
Yeah.
But I think sometimes there's pressure from the older generation who are like, you know, you shouldn't be dating, you should have one man and you shouldn't have boyfriend either, and the first guy you get like is your husband and everything like that. And it's like, okay, but clearly that hasn't been working. No, but let's just be honest, it clearly hasn't been working, because like I said in the beginning, there's like divorces and all those kind of things like that. So it's like, sometimes it's good to switch things up. And to me, there's nothing wrong with dating different guys and seeing what you like, what kind of person do you like, because like I said, with me and dating, that's how I've gotten to know myself more when it comes to me being in relationships, or even the kind of guy that I want and that I don't want. I've been able to get all of that from the fact that I've gone on quite a few dates. So to me, I think it's necessary almost to do it. And one thing I don't like is people who kind of like shame single people for going on dates and dating. I don't like that, especially when those people are like my age, but because they're married
and they have kids, and
because they're married and kids, it's like, oh, you know,
let me live.
Exactly, you know. So yeah, to me, definitely sometimes there is some pressure from the older generation when it comes to, you know, dating, and you shouldn't be dating,
and if he's your boyfriend now, he's who's gonna be married, and like just understand and appreciate that we're two young people going through it, that we'll see where it takes us. Don't put pressure on it. Like, it's okay. And I feel like that's why a lot of the older generation, they'd had marriages that were really crap, but they hung on to it still because they didn't believe in like breaking up and divorce and certain things. I feel like I'm glad that our generation is changing. I'm loving where we are headed. I just feel like people should just understand that. Don't pressure it. I mean, if your first boyfriend is your husband and that is beautiful. I love that for you.
Exactly.
But it might not happen for me. So just allow me, please.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think that's dangerous in itself. Like the marriages who they've gone through so much crap in their marriage, but they just hold on.
Yeah, just
for the sake of just to get the clap, when it's like, they're married for 30 years, clap.
And you know in your life that you never enjoyed one out of the 30. Yeah, that's a bit peak still. No, thank you. I'll sit that one out.
Exactly.
But yeah, so who do you think should pay on the first date? Because then, you know, there's a lot of speculation.
Without question, the guy.
The guy, without question.
Okay, wait. Do you know why I say that? Because, well, in my case, it's always the guy asking me.
Right.
So if you're asking me out on a date, it's because you're going to pay for it.
Okay, so following your train of thought, do you then believe that if I then say for example, I went to ask the guy out on a date, do you think I should pay for it then?
Then yeah.
Oh, so the person who invited the other person out should pay. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, I think in the beginning it's because I was thinking it's mostly the guy who asks. So to me, it's the guy. But yeah, it's true. Like, whoever's asking
should pay.
You should pay. Because if you're asking to go on a date, why don't you have any? I don't know.
You know what? I can understand that logic, right? But I just think it's weird. Imagine me and a big man going on a date. Yeah?
But why are you asking a big man?
No, when I say big man, I mean like me and a guy going on a date, right? And then the bill comes and I pay for you. Don't like.
But why did you ask him?
But suppose like not say ask. I'm not gonna be like, hey, you wanna go on a date with me? I'm not gonna ask like that. But suppose I'm like, oh, you know what? Like, you have to take me on a date. So then he asks me.
Wait, what's that?
You have to take me. You wanna talk to me? You're gonna have to take me on a date. So then oh, okay, fine. And then we're gonna date. So I kind of initiated it. I kind of forced you back into a corner, innit? But I'm not expecting that I'm gonna go on a date and I'm gonna come with my money still. Don't get me wrong, right? But I just feel like. I just think there's something about being a man that if you take the person, because if you're taking me on a date, I assume that you are interested in me. I'm not just gonna say go on a date just so we can talk and be friends.
Okay, wait. I feel like in the case that you just gave, if you are like, oh, you're gonna take me on a date, whatever, and then he picks the place, so he's like, okay, we're gonna go here, so he's like organized it, then yeah, he should pay. But if you're like, I'm hungry, I'm hungry, or let's say like, oh, let's go to this place to eat. Or let's go on a date here, then you've kind of asked him. Now, do I think the guy should be like, I've got it? I do. I'm just traditional in that sense.
Yeah.
But in a sense, I feel like if you ask, then you pay. This is what I don't ask.
If you ask, then you pay. Man, that's a. You know, I think I'm quite traditional in how I think about things. I just feel like there's certain things that men just should do.
Yeah, but if you're traditional, then you wouldn't ask the guy anyway. So then the guy...
Nah, I'm traditional. Someone say, before we do that, you have to take me on a date. We have to do da-da-da-da-da-da. You say,
I mean, to be fair, like, after... Because, okay, I have taken guys out before, but that's after we've been, like, together for some time. Okay. So it's like, oh yeah, no, that's gonna go here. So that's different, right? Yeah, but in the beginning, it's like, I'm not asking. And to me, I've always just feel like the guy does the chasing.
Yeah.
So that's why I would never ask, because if a guy is not that interested in me to ask me out on a date, then I'm not gonna bother.
But then suppose like sometimes the guy does not have a clue. You know he likes you and he says he likes you and stuff, but he's just not that kind of guy to go on dates and stuff. Like you guys meet up and stuff, but you have to say, well, you know, we have to go on a date and and then he arranges it and stuff because he just never thought about it. It's not a fact that he didn't want to take you. Do you classify that as you asking?
But once again, he's arranged it.
Yeah.
So then,
but you were the one who said you have to take me on a date.
Yeah. So it's kind of like your other case.
Yeah,
like the other men who said that before. It's like if you just put the idea out there, but he arranges it, then he pays.
Okay.
Because he chose the location. You know what I mean? Because there's no way you're choosing an expensive location and I'm gonna pay for the meal. So if you plan the date, if you choose, then
yeah. But I was still, don't get me wrong, guys. I think that the guy should pay if a guy's taking me out. I just feel that that's a nice thing to do. But I will still come with my money. So if the guy gets to me like, yeah, we need to go half, or we need to, I still got me covered. So for girls just going out there, just not going out with nothing, I would not advise that, man. Make sure you have your things.
Make sure you're covered.
Make sure you're covered. Definitely. What should our last question be?
I'll tell you a little story. So there was a time when a guy asked me out on a date, right?
Yeah.
So this was just for drinks. So this is when I was at uni.
Okay.
So we go out now, and he buys the first drinks, of course. And I'm thinking in my head, well, he asked me out, so he's gonna get the drinks.
Right.
Guess what he said to me after? So I think because I wasn't really feeling the conversation.
Right.
So I think after the first drink, I was kind of like, okay, you know, I think I'm gonna get going. He said to me, oh no, we have to have another drink because I bought the first round. You have to at least get the second round.
Really?
So I was like, okay.
So nah.
And I didn't see him again, but I was like, fine, because I wanted to just leave. And I was like, you know what? If that's how it is in his head, you know, this whole 50-50, like he bought the first round, so I get the second round.
But no. I don't believe in this in-head foolishness, you know, because I'm not in your head. You should have said to me initially, okay, this is what's going to happen. We're going 50-50. I'm going to get the first round, you get the second. If I agree, then we move. You don't buy me drinks and then decide in your head with the laws you made up and then tell me that because you got the first one, I now have to get a second and I cannot leave.
Listen, where we were that night, my student halls were literally across the road, so I could see from the window. I was like, I just want to get home. Okay. In my head, I was like, I just want to go right over there. So I was like, you know what? I was like, okay, fine. And I think I only bought him a drink. I didn't even get a second drink.
That's what I would have done.
I just bought him a drink.
I would have bought him the both of them and be like, you know what? Choke on it. I find that so rude. What? I want to leave. And you're telling me I cannot leave because I need to buy a second round.
Also, get the hint. It's like if a girl after the first drink is saying she wants to go, trust me, she doesn't want to stay there.
That's what I'm saying. Right, and he's like, oh no, you can't yet. And then you the dumb reason. It's not because you want to have more conversation with me. It's because I need to buy you a second drink. Honestly, mate.
So I was like, fine, okay. I got him his drink. Was watching him drink it like
choke.
I was just like, please drink that fat. I just wanted to go. I was just like, to be
Wait,
fair,
so you stood and watched it, so you didn't just bite and go?
No, because I think what happened? I think I just sat there and watched him drink it. I think
Okay,
so.
creep. I should have watched him when I drink. I don't understand. No, love.
Yeah, I think I just sat there. I think, you know, when you're just so fed up and zoned
You're probably just
out.
taken aback as well. You probably just realized that. Wait, what?
And that too, I was like, did I really just have to buy this drink because he's upset that he bought the first drink? Like, okay, cool. And then, you know what? I just thought to myself, I'm just never going to see him again.
Did you see him again?
No.
Okay.
I was like,
okay. That's good. Mate, the eyes I would be giving you next time I see you, bro. No, man, fun that. You maybe I would tell all your friends. I'll be petty with it, man. That's rubbish, man.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, so there's guys like that out there too. So.
Oh, honestly. Do you find it hard being a girl with this whole dating scene? Like, do you find that women, oh man, the questions are coming in, guys. Wait, hold on, let's process. One, do you find like being like the dating scene for girls are harder? Like, do you think it's harder for us to get good quality men, or do you think it's harder for them to get good quality? Do you think it's a balance? What do you think?
Honestly, like I really don't know, because I don't know what kind of girls guys are dealing with. I really don't. So
you should have had a guy on this. Like they would have given a point of view in it.
It's true. Like for me, I honestly can't say. I mean, okay, when it comes to the app world, I can only say what guys have told me. And for example, they would say, oh, you know, girls don't really respond on there, or when they do, it's like one word answer, so it's hard for guys to then really engage in conversation with them, because girls just don't seem to be doing that. Whereas I'm like the opposite. If I match with you, then if you start a conversation, because I don't start talking first. That's another story with Bumble, because Bumble makes you talk first. But I don't normally talk first, so when they do start the conversation, I make it an effort to speak, because you know, it's nerve-wracking for them as well. So that's if true. I think it's harder, I don't know who it's harder for. Maybe I think it's still hard for guys, especially in the climate that we're in with Me Too and everything like that. And some guys have said to me that they find it hard to approach. The reason why they're on apps is because it's hard for them to approach women in real life, because they don't know what kind of woman they're dealing with. They don't want a case. They don't want someone lying on them.
Let's take a pin there. For those of you who don't know, the Me Too movement is like this movement that, like, I'm not an expert on it, but from the gist, I'm getting that it started basically off males saying, well, males then, but now I think more people have joined in and stuff, just saying that, you know, people like females saying that male did this and Ray, and they were like, other people joined in to say, yeah, Me Too, like the whole name like says it all. It's basically like people coming together to say like we share a bond because we went through similar experiences and such. So like not over here, but just in general now, we find that males are kind of in a sticky situation. Like they might say something that's like can be regarded as him coming on too strong, him forcing somebody, him doing this and stuff. So I can see why guys would kind of be just like, you know what, you take control, you tell me like what you want done, and I get that.
So yeah, from that I would say guys have it harder. Yeah. Yeah. Like girls just still have their wits about them, but guys have it harder in terms of navigating through the dating scene.
That's true. What are the characteristics that you think make a nice partner? What do you find attractive from opposite sex?
Personality wise, or
give me both. Just in case somebody's watching this and looking at you thinking, she's a bit MA. So tell me, so that they know.
Okay, so from all the dating I've been doing, I've realized that I'm someone who really likes when a guy listens.
Okay.
So that's a quality that I think is super important. Also someone who gets my sense of humor. That's also really important. I've offended a few guys because they don't get my sense of humor. So that's also really important as well.
Imagine you on a date right now and you say something and the guy took mad offense. You know how awkward that gets? You know how awkward that gets?
It is pretty awkward. Even on the phone as well, because you can't see their face.
So yeah.
So,
but I would imagine it would be harsher in person because I'm actually seeing your reaction and I can see that it actually offended you and you feel some type of way.
But the thing is, the reason why it's better in person than on the phone is because when you said something in person, you see their reaction before they even say anything.
Yeah.
But on the phone, you can't see their face, so you only know that they've taken it a bad way when they say something.
Right.
So then you're just like, it was a joke.
But then imagine being on a date in person now, and I have to then explain to you, "Oh, I'm joking. Please don't take offense." Like, that makes me sick of you, mate. That just makes me. Honestly, like I have to baby you up to tell.
Yeah.
That's bad, but
like. And then when it comes to physical. I mean,
guys, when it comes to physical for me, it ranges. Honestly, I can see you and somebody will look like you and like you but not the other person. I can then see somebody who's completely opposite of you and just I like something about them. I don't have one specific profile for the person I'm gonna like, trust me. I have
a question for you. Does height matter?
Height? I definitely feel like it does. It plays a big role because I am quite conscious about my height, right? And I don't really want somebody who, if I put on heels, I'm gonna kind of have to walk a certain way so that I don't feel too. Nah, man. So I feel like for me, definitely, I like a bit of height on you. What about you? You same?
Yeah, me too. The thing is, like, I have been on dates with guys who are my height. But because we get on so well, I'm able to overlook it. Yeah, I'm really able to overlook it.
Yeah.
But the worst one is when you overlook the height, but then you don't get on well, and you're like, I overlooked your height. Like, you know?
I feel like for me, right? Because obviously I'm not vertically challenged, guys. If you know me, I've got height, right? So for me, I definitely feel like I kind of had to go for a guy that has height because I'm so tall. Like, to me, I just don't like seeing. And this is my preference for whoever out there doing it. That's fine, but I just don't like seeing like the extremely tall girls and then a short guy. I prefer the guy to be taller.
Same as well. Yeah.
So yeah, I like height.
Yeah, taller than me, even with heels on. I like
that would be preferred. But if I am in heels and you reach and I'm on the same level as you, I don't mind that. That's also fine. Yeah. But just
But I do feel like sometimes the personality can overshine the height. Yeah. Like I have met a few guys like that. Where you're just like, okay,
you're sick fam.
It's fine. Like it's fine.
Yeah.
But then there's the other guys where you're just like, okay, no.
You're not worth it. The personality don't add up. It don't do nothing for your height, mate. Fair enough.
Yeah. So.
Well, yeah, that was all my questions, guys. Do you have questions
finished
for
already?
Me? You enjoyed it, innit?
I enjoyed that.
So what do you say? You want to come on for another episode?
I think we should do like a part 2, you know?
Ooh! You heard it here. So we're going to do a part 2. You just make commitment. Know that.
I didn't say when.
No, I didn't say when, but you're gonna come back here sometime for another episode of RoRo Speaks. So how did you think my first episode went?
No, I think it went really well. I enjoyed it, and it's a great topic. And I think it's a really interesting topic that can go on for a long time.
It can. I feel like I could go on forever. I just don't know how long I want it. Because right now, we're 44 minutes in.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even feel, honestly guys, it doesn't feel that long. We're almost here an hour.
It really doesn't. And even with this topic as well, there's so many different avenues
that
you could take that it really could go off on a tangent. Many times. But I think I've really enjoyed my time.
See?
Yeah.
And so you do as you mentioned before, you do podcasts and stuff. So obviously we're both creatives, but obviously whereas I do the visuals and the audio, you only do audio. Did you find coming on here quite nerve-wracking? You didn't really know what to expect. How's it different?
So I was very nervous.
Yeah.
Even thinking about what am I gonna wear, how am I gonna do my hair and to do my makeup, what earrings am I gonna put on? Like, I was like, oh my god, I'm so nervous.
Yeah.
Because obviously when I'm recording, I just look anyhow.
Yeah.
Like literally anyhow. Because, and to me, that's like my comfort, you know? I'm not someone who likes too much to be in front of the camera. I'm very much like a behind the camera kind of person. You just hear my voice. I've done radio before, so I'm very much that kind of, you know, you just hear my voice and that's it. But yeah, so I was really, really nervous. But I must say, like, it's been good. I've enjoyed it. So
how do you think of me as a host? Do you think I allow you to get comfy and stuff like? Do you recommend other people coming on to collab with RoRo Speaks? What would you say?
She's a great host, guys. You should come on to RoRo Speaks. Like, she makes me get very comfortable. I was able to choose my side.
Guys, understand that prior to us filming this, like, we had a whole setup. Which side is the best side? Do you want this? Trust me, do you want this or not? But yeah.
So very, very comfortable and very organized. As you heard before, she has her notes in front of her. So she has, even though she may not follow them or whatever, but it's very structured. So it's good, you know, when you do something with someone for the first time, you like to feel that structure, the organization, you know? And I definitely feel that way. So I feel good and I'm happy I'm your first.
Yay! Thank you for coming. Do you have any questions for me?
Do I have any questions?
I've been asking Bea questions from time, yeah? Now let's flip it. Do you have any questions for me?
You mean to do with dating or?
Anything at all? Is there anything you think, if it's to do with dating, fine. If it's to do overall, like, yeah.
So, maybe a question I have for you is, where do you see RoRo Speaks going?
Okay. Initially, right, when I started this whole YouTube thing, I just wanted to focus on topics that would help people. So my hopes and one of my biggest dreams is actually have this being a medium for escape. So like people can come on here and just tell their truth, and it's a safe space, and we can just talk about facts, like just simple things, like, you know, that like we happen in everyday life, but people don't speak on it, and you know, the minority their voices are not heard. So I hope to be like that voice to everybody, so that when they come on RoRo Speaks, they can give their point of view on it, and you know, even if people, no matter what the message is saying, they can come and be like, okay, this is my truth. And when I ask you questions, I don't want you to feel attacked. It's just from me coming from a place of ignorance. I honestly want to learn. Yeah. So yeah, that's where I hope that this goes.
Okay, so don't be surprised if in like 10-15 years we have like a talk show.
Yeah.
Let's speak it into existence.
Speak into existence. Come on, and I accept. Definitely. So that's why I want to see RoRo Speak going. Yeah. Well, that's it.
Cool. Yeah.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. Make sure, guys, that you go check out her podcast. As I said, like, I will be listing. You can send me the links for whatever, and I'll be listing them in the description. I've never done that before, so you will be the first.
Okay. But to say as well, you're going to be featuring on my podcast soon.
Oh yeah.
So look out for that.
Look out for that. I will be doing up audio. Okay. So you hear my lisp and all that, it's just me. So don't say nothing, I don't do audio. You see me and you know. But yeah, I'll be on one of her episodes coming up. So look out for that. Stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching. Please share with your family. Please share with your friends. Drop some topics that I should do for RoRo Speaks episodes and what you'll be interested in. Do drop them in the comment section below. If you have not subscribed yet, what are you waiting on? Please subscribe to the channel.
What are you waiting for?
Please like this video. Tell me your thoughts on it. Tell me your dating experiences down below so that we can connect and stuff. We are gonna sign out now. So RoRo Speaks episode 1 is completed. Bye.
Bye.